it's great to be here at another DCA event, and I'm kind of excited because I get to talk Black Friday, which is always a fascinating subject, but I think this year even more fascinating than normal. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name's Chloe Thomas. I run a business called eCommerce Masterplan. I've been in the industry for fast approaching 20 years now, and I've been a member of the DCA somewhere north of 10, possibly north of 15. I started off client side working for Pastimes, for those of you who can remember that, doing their catalogue mailings, then became somewhat addicted to the fast response that you get from digital, became head of e-commerce at a group of mail order brands that then became a marketing agency that I ran for 10 years. And now I mainly just get to speak and write in order to help as many marketers as possible to make better decisions and to find better ways of growing their businesses. So that's what I'm trying to do today in this presentation is I'm going to give you kind of the structure, a bit of the framework that you need, in my opinion, to work out how to structure your Black Friday. On the screen in front of you, you've got kind of the three biggest things I'm up to at the moment. You've got my latest book, the bestseller e-commerce marketing. I've been riding high on the Amazon charts for over 12 months now, which is outstandingly surprising to me, if to nobody else. And then in the middle and on the right hand side, you've got my two podcasts, eCommerce Master Plan, every week an interview with a different retailer of some description from all over the world, all kinds of different business structures, from mail order through to pure play through to Amazon FBA people as well. Every once in a while I let them on, and that's been going since 2015. And then Keep Optimizing, we focus every month on a different marketing method and attack it from different angles with different specialists. You can find all that stuff via the link at the top there. But what you really want to know about is Black Friday. So the roller coaster that we've been on since the pandemic began, I kind of thought it was going to be slowing down by the time we got to Q4 2021. No, 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 no. As Nigel outlined in his opening session today, and as Chris was just outlining as well, there's still plenty of crazy stuff going on that we have to adapt to. We've got all the kind of the shipping, Brexit, delivery, uh, staffing issues on the back end and the front end of getting the products in that are both affecting prices, affecting your costs. They're affecting whether there's going to be stock to give people as Christmas presents this year. And then, as Chris was outlining, we've got kind of some pretty fundamental changes in how certainly the digital side of our marketing works as well when it comes down to the privacy side of things. So there is a whole host we are having to continue to manage. We also have here in the UK, after discussions that were starting yesterday, is there going to be another lockdown? Who knows? And even if there isn't, are people going to be taking different approaches and kind of creating their own mini lockdown scenarios? So I think that's going to have a big impact again as we go through the next couple of months. So the roller coaster continues. You're thinking, great, Chloe, thanks. I kind of already knew all that. So what does this actually mean? Well, I just wanted to say that's kind of the background to everything I'm thinking about around Black Friday and Q4 and Christmas at the moment, because it means we can't have sat there in August and create our plans and stick to them. We've got to be ready to adapt and to change. So that means we need to answer a number of questions. And that's what I'm going to take you through for the rest of this presentation. We're going to start off with, should you actually do Black Friday, which I think is a question every business should be asking every year, not necessary, and even more so this year. I'm then going to take you through my 4 Black Friday building blocks to help you work out what the right Black Friday is for you. And then we're going to have time for Q&A at the end. So because this is such a hot topic, a big topic, a crazy topic, I thought I ought to make sure we have at least 5 minutes at the end for you guys to ask questions of me and to get more info. In that link down there you've got at the bottom, I did say, oh, you can see my notepad. Right, who can guess what I'm about to do? I'm about to chat it to you all, so you've got it for easy reference. What we are what is you will find via that link is an episode we recently put out on the Keep Optimizing podcast, where I got a number of experts from the retail marketing space to give us their tips on Black Friday. So we go in depth in different channels there. So if you want more after this, I guess in some ways that's the episode for after you've watched this session, if you want to dive deeper. So that's what that link's about. You'll also find via that link how to get in contact with me if you want to ask questions offline later. Right. Should you do Black Friday? I think this year, this is a question you're going to be asking repeatedly as we get closer to the dates, because of all those things we mentioned earlier, of everything that's going on with the roller coaster, the things that are going to crop up we don't yet know. So you should constantly be asking yourself, double checking, should we be doing Black Friday and what format it's going to take? I think a lot of businesses fall into the trap of thinking they have to do Black Friday. There is no rule out there that says it. I know multiple businesses last year who didn't do anything at all about Black Friday, and it was still their best sales day of the year, despite not running any discounts. So there's certainly no negative from that perspective of doing it, of not doing it rather. And if you're not doing it, please do anticipate it's still going to be a very busy day, because that's what we learned last year. Even if you're not participating, you're still going to see a sales increase, most likely because consumers are holding their spending for that day. And if they want your product anyway, if you're not running a discount, they're going to go, right, I've got the cash, I'll buy it now. Um, the other thing which there isn't a rule book for is for how you do your Black Friday. What Black Friday looks like in your business does not need to be like it looks like in any other business. And that's what I want to spend the rest of our time running through. So first, these are my 4 building blocks for creating the right Black Friday. It all starts with the offer, getting the offer right. And that's right for you and right for the customer and right for the results you want. We'll talk about that in a second. Then picking the right channels and segments to support that offer and make sure you sell through on everything you want to sell through on. When you do it, which you can't really decide until you've worked out what you're trying to achieve and how you're going to go about it, because that's affected by those. And then the bit which a lot of companies miss off is the customer service and conversion side of things. We tend to focus on the front end of a Black Friday deal, and we don't focus so much on the back end. And the back end is when you're going to make or break your promotions to A, get the sales, and B, get repeat sales further down the line. So we're going to talk about that as well. So the offer, for me, any promotional activity starts with this mantra, which is a promotion exists to get the customer to do what you want them to do as cheaply as possible. When you're using this for Black Friday, it breaks down into 3 key areas. First off, what do you want them to do? What do you want the customer to do? Why are you running Black Friday? Is it because you found a load of stock in the warehouse you want to shift because you don't want to sell it anymore? Is it because you need more new customers? Is it because you are opening up stores, or you're doing a pop-up store and you want to drive traffic to that? Is it because you've recently launched in the US and you want to grow the US or the Germany or the somewhere else sales? Is it because you've got a lot of new customers who you want to buy for the second time? Is it because you want to introduce a new product range? Is it because you've got a massive email subscriber list and you want to convert them into buyers? What is it you want to do? What is it you want those customers to do? Because unless you can work out what you actually want them to do, you can't then start building the rest of the offer together. Because very rarely is the right plan on Black Friday just to do 20% off everything. Very, very rarely. So it all starts with, what is it you actually want the customers to do? What challenge, problem, opportunity are you looking to solve or take advantage of when we go through Black Friday? Once you've done that, then this is a part a lot of people miss, is how cheaply can we do this? You need to sense check avoiding the backlog, because that's where you're going to get the costs you're not anticipating. So managing back orders is a nightmare. So do you have the stock? Has the warehouse got capacity to get the stock out quickly? That is the one of kind of the secret cost you need to put in place, think about, rather, when you think about how cheaply you can run this event. The other thing is, what are those really obvious front-end costs? How much can you afford to spend on the marketing to achieve the ROI, the return on investment you want to achieve? How much margin can you afford to give away? How much time are you willing for your team to dedicate to this? How much delivery cost are you able to put in this? If you hear right at the very, very beginning, when Nigel was mentioning about their reaction to the drop off in sales in July, removing the spend barrier, that cost them a huge amount of money because they weren't thinking about what about this mantra. What do you want the customer to do, and how can we do it as cheaply as possible? And putting a spend barrier in place is one of those ways of protecting it. So thinking about these areas will help you construct an offer that works for you and is going to get the customer to do what you want them to do as cheaply as possible. And I said there were three things. The third thing is the customer, because of course we have to consider who we are looking to get this message in front of. Is it anyone and everyone? Or are you thinking, if what you want to do is to get more of your first time buyers to buy again, then this is not going to be a site-wide event. This is probably going to be delivered by email or by direct mail to people with coupon codes to make sure you're putting the offer in front of the right people. Who you want to target in this scenario as well, often because we are thinking of, what did you want them to do? If you only got so much stock, putting it in front of everyone is a bad idea as well. You want to really nail down who are the key people we want to get this message in front of. Who are the people who will do what we want them to do, who are relevant to the what we want them to do part, I should say. So that's the three parts of constructing your offer. Obviously, there's a lot more to be said on customer, which is why the next part of our Black Friday building block is channels and segments. So, channels and segments is both about what marketing methods you're going to choose to use for your Black Friday promotions, and it's about what segments of data or customer segments you're going to go after. This is an excerpt from my book, eCommerce Marketing. It's part of my customer Masterplan model. And I just think it's a really easy way to quickly get us thinking about this. Which if you're, which group of these customers are you targeting? Are you trying to get people into your website to buy for the very first time? Are you trying to get people onto your email list? That's stage 2. You're trying to get first time buyers, stage 3. You're trying to get repeat buyers, stage 4. You're trying to get regular buyers, stage 5. So based on what you're trying to do is going to affect where you're deploying that marketing. And different channels are good ways of getting in front of customers at that point. Fairly obviously, if you're trying to get people from the world to visit your website for the first time, email is not going to be your friend. But if you're trying to turn first time buyers into repeat buyers, then channels like email and SMS may well be the right way to go. Doing really targeted audiences on the ad platforms based on your own data could also be a route to go down there as well. The big circles you've got on top left, that's just a reminder that if your aim on Black Friday is to get new customers in, you need to be hitting, if you're going really big on this, you need to be hitting multiple levels of marketing. So get found is about making sure people find you. So that's bidding on really key keywords, really core SEO, and also things like Google Shopping campaigns. Target customer is making sure your advertising, your messages are in front of your core target audience. So that can be PR, it can be off the page ads in the right magazines, it can be a lot of Facebook ads fit into this category. And then shine a light is the broader awareness. So it's being part of Black Friday gift page selection. So the wider world discover your products and that you're participating in Black Friday too. So there's a lot there. You'll get a lot more about this on the podcast episode. I could have spent the entire session on this, but I wanted to give you that bigger picture because, as I said earlier, this Black Friday, you're going to be asking yourself possibly every week, is our Black Friday plan still the right plan? And this page, I believe, is the one where you're going to be making the most tweaks to your Black Friday plan, adding in channels, cutting out segments, taking steps forwards, taking steps back, as you need to either protect margins and protect profit, or you have the opportunity, a container arrives you weren't expecting to arrive and you can ramp things up a level. This is the page which is going to give you that change in volume. So think very carefully about the channels and the segments that you're going to go after and that you're going to use to go after those segments. The other key thing to say here is that if you have quite a bit of scope around Black Friday, it can be a great time to test out new channels. So because the consumer appetite to buy is so great, there can be a really, really good opportunity here to test out something new that you've been thinking about but haven't given a go to yet. Right. That's our first two, your offer and then channels and segments. Once you've got those two, you've got the majority of your marketing sorted out. You're ready to start plugging it into your marketing calendar. But you need to work out when you're doing Black Friday, because this is the other thing there is no rule book for. You can do Black Friday for one day. You can do Black Friday for the Black Friday Cyber Monday weekend. You can do it for a whole week. You could do it for a whole month. I don't believe you can make the decision on when you run it until you have an idea of the scale, how much product you've got that you want to shift during Black Friday, how much you're willing to pay to shift it, and the audience sizes you're going after. When you've done those first two steps, the offer, the customers and the segments, so the channels and the segments even, at that point you may go, well, actually we could quite easily shift this all on one day, so let's just do it on one day. Um, you have to get really clear on that, because that has a big impact on your team's resource, what you're doing, the prep for the customer services and the warehouse team. Talking of which, here we go. We're going to do our last part now, customer service and conversion, which for me are intrinsically linked here when it comes to Black Friday. And I really wanted to cover a few topics around this, because I think there's a lot we can do at this point to make sure the event's successful, but also to make sure, because whether we're aiming for first-time buyers or second-time buyers, our scope is to get them to buy again in the future. So we want this to be a good experience. We don't just want a whole host of Black Friday customers coming in, unless you've got a massive stock backlog. You don't want a whole host of just Black Friday customers coming in, getting something super cheap and going away again. Sorry, nearly swore there. So the customer service and the conversion part is really, really crucial. First off, involve the whole team. Black Friday is not just about the marketing team or the buying team and the merchandising team. It's about the customer service team. It's about the warehouse team. It's about your third-party suppliers who get the product to the customer. So involve them all. Let them know what your plans are. That way, they're going to be set up for success as well. Key things to do in the warehouse are, especially if you're picking specific product, get them ready packed. Get them in an easy pick pack position, ready to ship. Downgrade your delivery options over the Black Friday time period. Possibly remove next day delivery so you're not totally overwhelming the warehouse and creating a lot of stress where stress did not need to be created. Consumers these days are quite happy to be told that their Black Friday product is not going to be there as quickly as it may otherwise be there. So they are happy to take that speed reduction in return for a great discount. Train your customer service team on what the offers are going to be. What are you offering? Why are you offering it at that price? When is it running if you're doing time bounded pieces? Make sure they know exactly what's happening. Give them copies of the marketing material that's going out there so they're ahead of it, so they can quickly deal with customer queries as they come in and help make sure those customers go on to buy from you. Pre-prep your automation sequences, from your email sign up automation sequence to your abandoned basket to your post purchase email sequences, to make sure you're giving the right messages to people. So I strongly advise, if you're going fairly big on this, it's definitely worth doing a new version of your post-purchase sequence with plenty in there to deal with delivery delays and to create, lower the expectations of speed and reduce post Black Friday impact on your customer service teams. I had a whole list of these. Let me just see if I've missed anything. One of the coolest things to do, and this can have a huge impact, this is why conversion's wrapped up in this as well, is getting proactive on the conversion front. So not just with your abandoned basket campaigns, but keeping an eye or rather deploying proactive chat boxes on pages that are related to Black Friday. So making sure, your Black Friday landing page, there's a really clear, can we help you? And that's manned by real people who know what they're doing and understand the offers that you're putting out there at the times where you're most likely to see those sales. Most of all, keep it simple. Okay, it's tempting when you're constructing the offer and you're going, oh, we've got 20 of those and we've got 5 of those and we've got 3 of those. Don't create crazy complex offers, because it will make your teams work much harder. It will make the customer service and the warehouse teams work much harder. It will confuse the customers, and it leads to far too much possibility of errors creeping into what you're doing. So try and keep what you're doing simple. But you're obviously going to be balancing that with trying to avoid just going 20% off everything or, big blanket discounts. So try and keep it simple. Put complexity into your channels and segments rather than into the offers and what happens on the front end, because then it's only your team, the marketing team, who are having to worry about that rather than the back end systems as well. Okay, I'm now going to open it up for questions imminently. So please get those questions coming in the chat box. If there aren't any questions coming in, I totally forgot to tell you some really clever promo ideas. So I'll come back to those anyway. But do add some questions in the Q&A if you've got them. We have gone through, should you do Black Friday? Huge question. The Black Friday building blocks, and we're now in Q&A time. And as I mentioned earlier, if you follow that link, then you will be able to get hold of the podcast episode we did a couple of weeks ago with 6 plus me, awesome e-commerce experts sharing their tips. And in there's ones around ads, there's tips around email, there's more on should you, shouldn't you, and there's more on getting proactive with the customer service side of things as well. I'm not seeing any questions come in. So either I've just totally blindsided you all, or you're all feeling very confident. I will be hanging around outside in the, that seating area. If anyone wants to come and grab me imminently. But as there's no questions coming in, I will share quickly a couple of really clever promo ideas I've heard people talking about, specifically this Black Friday. One is, we got something coming in with in the chat. Okay, I'll quick, Jason, I will do your question, I promise. Very quickly, I'm going to cover off those quick promo ideas because I think these will help businesses who want to do it but who maybe don't have the stock. So gift cards, there's a lot of talk going on about the potential of doing gift card as the offer for Black Friday. So you're getting the cash, taking advantage of Black Friday's consumer spending interest, but without having your stock problems. That's a really interesting one. A lot of people are doing virtual products. So you sell the products as you would normally sell them, but the Black Friday offer is you get a bonus Sunday morning tea session to learn how to make matcha tea, which goes into the gift. So it feels kind of gifty. So you're adding this valuable virtual piece on the top and selling it at your normal price. It becomes kind of like a virtual physical product bundle. Really interesting angle to be going down. I'm really interested to see how that works for people. I suspect it will work very well if it's constructed right. And then the other one, which is particularly intriguing to me at the moment, she's totally just forgotten it as she's waffling along. What was it? Come on, Chloe. The other really cool one. Oh yeah, bundles. Just generally bundles. I mentioned earlier about, if you've got 20 of these, 5 of these and the other, do mystery boxes, do bundles of products. So you're raising that AOV, and which means your margin stretching further that you're giving away. And the one other thing to say around all of that is a lot of the ad recommendations are around starting early, not with a Black Friday message, but giving Facebook some time to get to understand your creative. So in front of a smaller audience, a test audience, run that particular promo so the creative's hot and ready and the algorithms got used to it. So when you turn it on for Black Friday, it really flies. The other thing is ad prices go up for Black Friday. Generally, they're very much anticipated to do this year as well. So running ads now to get new customers, so you've got more people to talk to about your Black Friday deals, is another quite interesting way of playing it. So get the ad spend when the ROI is better on that, then use email to drive your Black Friday later. Now, Jason has asked, last year we ran Black Friday, Cyber Monday campaigns for 2 weeks until Cyber Monday itself. This seems to be generally acceptable these days. Do you feel the same? We are thinking of repeating this year. Well, Jason, at the risk of repeating myself, you can do whatever you like. And there's no reason that you have to do it for 2 weeks. If that's how long you need to run it to drive the results that you want to get from this, that stacks up to your offer. If that stacks up to, the customers and the channels you're using, if you need to run it for 2 weeks, do it, but you don't have to. It's all about thinking about what's the objective, what are you trying to achieve, what stock have you got to sell, and then considering, based on that, how long should Black Friday run for our business. So It's definitely not a case of keeping up with the Joneses. It's a case of working out what the right thing to do is for your business. So apologies for if that's a frustrating answer, because I know this type of answer can be quite frustrating, but unfortunately, I think it is the right answer. Do we